DarkViperAU.
I could absolutely destroy my Willy.
And Willie Mac Show. The two of these guys have kind of been feuding in a sense. Specifically, DarkViper obviously had his big controversy, I guess you could say, where he took a hard stance against React content.
There's a whole section in here where he basically compares React content creators to
This is on page 8 of 14, and is an offhand remark. In brackets, this is Charlie's attempt to poison the well. Sitting there for 6 months, putting everything meticulously, perfectly, doing all this research, calculations, and voice critical work. So I'm gonna put that entire video on my YouTube channel and generate maybe 10 grand. What, the original creator wants money? No.
And among, you know, the plethora of feedback and responses that DarkViper has gotten to his controversial takes or whatever on the streaming reaction content thing, one person who reacted to his content was a streamer by the name ChudLogic. And ChudLogic, from what I understand, basically kind of just shit on DarkViperAU, more or less.
So I explicitly said to ChudLogic, what you do isn't okay, and I do not give you permission to react to my content. Still then later, he reacts to one of my videos, because he thinks it's gonna be funny. The premise of this video apparently was to answer the question as to whether or not Jack's films. He mentioned twice that he knew it was illegal what he was doing and he simply didn't care. He had a personal message from me saying, you should not do this, and he stood it anyway. And so I struck his video.
And that caused a lot of controversy within specifically the commentary community because
a heavily critical reaction video getting struck down because the original content creator didn't like it is a threat to the nature of the commentary community, where the entire point is to criticize and engage in online discussion.
DarkViper would argue that reacting to his video in full without any of it being like removed, like just kind of straight up reacting, watching it for the first time live, is not transformative. And so that controversy kind of tipped off Willie Mac to investigate DarkViper a little bit, where Willie Mac released a big video titled DarkViperAU Won't Stop. From React debates to lolcow.
He ended relationships with friends over this, struck critical reactions of him, and openly abused the DMCA sis dozen or so videos on the topic. And every video is the exact same thing. It's Matt responding to other people's opinion with his opinion, but he presents his opinion as a fact. It's literally just him making semantic argument. He's so unself-aware, he just screams 14 pages over and over again as if that proves his point.
It's 14 pages! 14 pages, 14 pages, painstaking detail.
Yep, that's me. Just a completely normal dude. Recently, I got the chance to interview Willie Mac about his upcoming exchange with DarkViperAU. I'll be providing a brief summary of what has gone down thus far in the lead up to DarkViper's recent 4-hour nuke against Willie Mac, and later in this video you'll see the interview I did with Willie before DarkViper responded. Now last night Willie Mac officially posted his response to DarkViper, and I think this video will provide solid context before going in and watching Willie's video. So yeah, hope you enjoy the never-ending saga of DarkViper against Willie Mac. So, Mr. DarkViperAU has been talking a lot about Willie Mac Show and how he's going to destroy him with his upcoming series of videos documenting basically the lying grifter, net detriment to society, Willie Mac, okay? I tried to reach out to Mr. DarkViper. I still would like to conduct an interview, to talk in good faith about this entire thing, his grievances with Willie, etc. I, unfortunately, am blocked by DarkViper on Twitter. I have never spoken to him in any context ever, so probably blocked by association with some people, I don't really know. But yes, I would love to reach out. Now, there are some updates that I want to go through, and I successfully was able to reach out to Willie Mac Show and conduct an interview with him, okay, which is what will follow this brief update, alright? So if you want to see Willie's unfiltered thoughts on this entire DarkViper saga, which is becoming quite a saga, okay, you should stick around. But in the meantime, okay, DarkViper posted this update to his Twitter and his YouTube. I'm blocked on Twitter, okay, so I have to look at it on YouTube. Unfortunately, I even posted a comment responding to this, basically saying like, yo man, I'm down to interview you if you're up for it. But unfortunately, it either got deleted or it got auto-moderated by YouTube. I don't really know, but it doesn't exist. And so, small update. I know it's a minor part of my content, and not of interest to most of you, but I am still chipping away at that part 2 of the Willy response video. When I said everything he said was false, at times for dozens of reasons, I was not kidding. I can only work on it between my other responsibilities, but people who like my rambles will get a lot by the end of this. I am unsure how many parts it will take, but it will be a lot of footage. A comparative task is trying to explain every difference between Lord of the Rings and real life. What? While knowing a small portion of people don't believe Lord of the Rings is fictional, it is only possible to work on it at all because I have knees editing it for me. Okay. Basically, it sounds like DarkViper probably made some kind of mega document, and he effectively just said everything that he was thinking, and he got it all out there. And now he has an editor refining that, okay? And so, it says, I know it won't make a difference in the grand scheme of things, but it will be a very entertaining video for the small portion of people who like seeing grifters debunked. So that was the initial update. Of note, in this update, I will say, it's that he maintains, basically, that Willy lied about everything. Okay, he says everything he said was false, at times for dozens of reasons. He makes it sound like Willie Mac is so absurdly disconnected from reality that he is literally living in a fantasy world. Lord of the Rings would be easier, you know what I mean?
Shut up, Gokanaru. The real thing you should be advertising is our brand new Hubert NPCs. Did you enjoy the Sneeko video? Do you desire the love and companionship that comes with owning a Hubert of your own? Well, then you should head to gokamerch.com and sign up for the email list. It's easy. Just take a look at one of our satisfied customers.
You open it.
Oh, that's hard. A little bite! Wow, look at that smile. Making a friend has never been easier with our new Hubert NPCs. Sign up to the gokamerch.com email list today so that you'll be the first to be notified when Huberts go on sale. Only a limited quantity will be sold.
So sign up. Alright, back to the clip. I'm happy to see that DarkViper is actually going through with this, because if you remember from the last video I covered this, DarkViper was expressing a lot of uncertainty. He wasn't certain that he actually wanted to unpack this entire saga, right? Because he knew in his head and in his heart that this won't, solve the problem, that this would only be for himself, really, right? And that at the end of the day, Willie Mac will continue to operate however he operates. I was basically making the point that DarkViper seemed a little bit cowardly, because he makes a video kind of teasing that he might make a video on Willie Mac. My argument was basically, just do it. Why are you making it seem like you don't want to? You clearly want to, okay? You're talking about it so much. Just do it. And he's doing it. So I'm excited to see it. And it seemed like in my conversation with Willie that he's also excited to see it. In fact, the updates go even further, okay? He recently, on top of going traveling, okay, it seems like his life is going pretty well, okay? This is not in any way a personal attack on DarkViper. He can live his life however he wants to. I'm just here to observe, I guess, the drama, right? And so he posted, part 2 of WillyMacShow is a lying grifter has been recorded. Covers the first 17 minutes of Willy's video. The video he's referring to is, of course, WillyMacShow's currently his only main channel video on DarkViper, okay, right here. You can see it, which we have gone over in decent amount of detail. DarkViper won't stop, from React debates to lolcow. And so this is a video with 200,000 views. DarkViper basically claims that he got through just less than half of it. He got through 17 minutes in this first formal response. And that just this, oh my God, just this 17 minutes, reacting to this 17 minutes. The raw recording is 12 hours long. Mr. DarkViper, please have mercy. Okay, I committed to covering this drama. I want to know everything about it. I want to understand your perspective. I want to see the world through your eyes before I come to my conclusions. But I didn't expect to potentially be subjugated to more content than the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy and the Hobbit trilogies back to fucking back. But if that's what's needed, I'll be here. I'm down to conduct the 18-hour interview, Mr. DarkViper. Anyway, I did say the extent to which Willy lied was staggering, which is why I wanted to avoid making the video at all. Knees will work on cutting it down, that's the editor, and I will work on a part 3 after it releases, hopefully within a week. I am well aware Willy will lie again. He is in way too deep to stop now. I, however, hope this series will give enough pause to anyone who believes anything he says further on any topic. So this is a nuke, okay? He's basically saying anybody who watches this fucking video will never be able to look at Willie Mac the same again. In commentary terms, that's a nuke, okay? That means this is a radioactive video that this person is going to want to hide and not address. And so I am, with this epic fucking selling of the fight, okay? I'm sold, all right? I am ready. I am excited, in fact, I would even say, for this series of videos to come out. And again, Mr. Dark Viper, I'm down to interview you, as I have interviewed Willie Mac, all right? I am down to act as a kind of liaison, and I swear I will act in good faith, okay? I am not completely against you, all right? This is just not the case. However, understanding that you might not reach out, I still want to air Willie's side, okay? And so I got to conduct a somewhat impromptu interview with Willie Mac, okay? And here is that, all right? Enjoy. And if you want to support me in my endeavors, you can go to gokamerch.com and sign up for the email list to purchase a nice little bot, okay? Or you can check out this brand new cute little sweater that we have in the form of the Sands of Time hoodie, all right? The Sands of Time hoodie is our best-selling sweater. We have it in this beautiful light blue, this black, and then the new variant is this more purple-looking black, which we've heard very good reviews about. Let's just say it like that, okay? Anyway, other than that, enjoy the interview.
Gokanaru, what's up, buddy boy?
Not much, man. Nice to fucking hear from you, dude. Thank you for calling with me on this Friday evening, bro. So, I did want to get your POV on a few dimensions of the Dark Viper thing.
Yeah, of course. What do you want to know?
So, Dark Viper is now hyping up officially the second part that he's going to be releasing about you. He's going to be debunking you and fucking your ass and all that.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah. And so I want to know, just like in terms of like gut flinch reaction, like what are you expecting? What are you?
Dude, I'm fucking. Nobody's waited for this video more than me. I've been hearing since April that everything I said was a lie, and he never lets me know what the lie is. It's always just a lie. It's a lie. No specifics on anything. So it's like, finally, I get to see what the fuck this is, man. It's like, I told a lie so good, I don't even know what it is. I'm looking forward to it in that regard. I think it'll be like a fun drama that I'm actually involved in. You know, like I haven't had one of these since last year when I debated Hasan. So
right, yeah.
I think to a degree, like it's always a little bit more fun. And I don't know, like part one, he doesn't really say anything. In part one, it's just him like yapping. So there's no real information in it. So it's like part two is kind of the, I would say like is really the first video.
Right, yeah, I would agree with that. There's like some stuff that he points out that does not like back up because, okay, so here's the basic claims, right? Is that you are a grifter, number one, you're a liar, number two, and you are a net detriment to society, effectively.
It's like, all right, bro, I make YouTube videos about drama. So I mean, fair enough, bro. I'm not like out here like growing apples or some shit. Like, I don't know. And when it's grifter, it's like, in what sense? Like, I make YouTube videos on other people? Like, true, I guess. You know,
that's
we're
the
gonna
thing.
say that.
His, well, that's why I'm trying to interview him. I would love to, but it seems like he's kind of, obviously he just wants to basically work on that on the side and then like drop his nuke or whatever, which, good luck to him, I guess. But, I would want to know who he thinks you're grifting for, basically, because,
No, it's by grifting, he just is me. Like, you gotta, like, he's a gaming channel, right? So I think when he says grifting, anytime you make a video on somebody else, it's grifting. So it's just my videos are on other people, so I'm grifting.
Right.
Like, it's like, dude, there's no meaning behind any of the shit he's saying, dude.
Yeah.
It's all stupid. Like, I feel like he's trolling me. Have my interactions with this guy, I feel like he's trolling me. Like, in that same video, he's like, well, Willie's actually a huge fan of me. He tweeted at me 12 times over 2 years.
Yes.
Well, dude, that's 6 times a year. And he's showing the tweets. One of the tweets is him tweeting out my videos saying how good it is. The other ones are like just general pop culture stuff where it's like, I didn't even know that was you, dude. Like, that's just a Better Call Saul episode that you referenced that I replied to. Okay. Like, it has nothing to do with me knowing your content or any of that.
Okay, so you were vaguely aware of him mainly through like his activity on Twitter? Like you just kind of knew vaguely?
The only thing I knew about him was he did the 14 pages meme.
Yeah.
And then I started following him because he would tweet out my videos.
Okay.
When I was only at like 60,000 subs and being like, this is a great video. And then that was it. So I followed him because it's like, this guy got 4,000 likes tweeting out my video.
In a way, you're saying he's
and
a
we had no
fan.
interactions other than that. No, I'm not even saying he's a fan. He just liked a couple of my videos.
I get it. Okay. And so you
like we never DM'd. We never had any relationship at all, man.
Fair enough. I was assuming that you were like following him basically because you agreed with some of his takes in terms of like
I literally never did. Okay. I never cared about his takes. It came to like the Charlie stuff. I thought he was acting like a total spurg in that shit.
Gotcha. Okay. And
I don't care.
You did know that he was like when you were interacting with him on Twitter, you were aware like that's the guy who was spurging out with Charlie or whatever.
Yeah, but at that point, it'd been like a year since that drama or 6 months. Yeah. Like our interactions, again, it's 12 times over 2 years. So it's like, how do I give them any weight? He references like some pop culture thing, and I replied. It's not like there's any thought there, man. Like I don't know. Like he talks about like I betrayed him or some shit. And it's like, it's weird because it's like we didn't know each other.
Understood. Yeah, so there's the DMs that I think you go through the DMs with him in your initial video about him.
Yeah.
Which side leaked the DMs or whatever? What was like the context of the DMs being brought out? I remember it was basically to say like this guy's spurging out or whatever, but like I'm trying to understand because I saw some clip of Viper basically claiming that he doesn't leak DMs, but then I found some conflicting evidence of that or whatever.
I don't remember the initial interaction. It was like maybe he got mad because I like retweeted Tom or I replied under Turkey Tom when he struck ChudLogic. And I was like, yeah, I would like to know why he did this or something like that. And I think like he responded snarky and I like showed a bit of DMs for whatever. I don't really remember the context of any of this shit because we're going back like to April.
Yeah.
So I don't remember. But and then I showed him in my vid just to be like, this guy's fucking nuts. Like, look at these DMs. This makes no fucking sense to me.
Yeah, and you guys hadn't talked prior to that, right? Like no DMs.
Never talked, yeah, never beforehand.
Because yeah, I remember reading the DMs and it did seem like there was like a level of personal betrayal that he seemed to feel that I was just
dude, he's so over dramatic. That's why I'm saying it feels like he's trolling me. Like I feel like I'm being trolled every time I talk to this guy, dude. Like he threatened to sue me like for defamation, and it's just like again, like how do I take this seriously? I feel like I'm being trolled when I watch these clips.
Yeah, I know what you mean, bro. It's a little weird on a lot of levels.
Yeah, like or in like the one video he made on like all the commentary people.
You talking about
made one on like everybody.
Yeah,
right?
But you're talking about when the ChudLogic thing really like was brought to a head. So yeah, just for context for the stream chat, basically DarkViper did take down ChudLogic's video. ChudLogic's video was basically just ChudLogic reacting to one of DarkViper's videos in full, whatever, and basically calling him a fucking idiot and like joking about how Jack's films took his limelight in terms of like shitting on React content creators. So DarkViper took down his video and then the commentary community was like, what the fuck did you do this? And then DarkViper effectively clapped back with a video of his own trying to like, I guess, dunk on the whole community who was against him. Yeah, and so I remember I was watching that video recently to try and kind of understand what exactly was going on. And he claims that basically he did not strike Chud's video because of what Chud said, okay?
Yeah.
He claims that he would just do that to anybody who reacts to his content, basically.
Some people, particularly stupid people, asserted that I attempted to take down Chud's re-upload because of things he said alongside it. I apparently didn't like that Chud criticized me. Not only did I not know this person at the time, but I gave about as much thought to this strike as a person gives to flicking a fly off their shoulder.
And I'm curious if you remember there being like any evidence.
Yeah. I think there's a chance for that. I don't know. I think there's a chance of that for sure.
Okay, because that was an interesting argument to me. It wasn't that because the obvious thing is like people are like he's censoring critics and he's like
he never tried to strike my video. Now he says he's gonna sue me for defamation, which is obviously. To me, I feel like a attempt to silence criticism there, but
yeah,
he hasn't done it, so I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
He says he's not going to do it probably, so I think there's a chance of that for sure.
There's one other thing that he mentions that was interesting, I guess. Basically, he frames it as though there's effectively like a cabal of commentators who kind of coordinated to fuck him over.
Yeah, he thinks we're like the news and we like run all the fucking news, dude. Like we decide what the news is that week. It's so stupid, man.
Well, yeah, it's basically framed as...
He thinks fucking Keemstar of all people runs that. Like, dude, Keem has any influence over fucking anybody today is insane.
Yeah, he definitely does not have a proper context for this fucking community at all. But
it's fucking
It's a dead group chat that I haven't been a part of in like 3 months, probably. It's so silly. It's people that disagree in there all the time. It's just when news is happening, people post stuff in there. When drama's going on, it happens, and people go, wow, that's crazy. That entire group chat, there's like a whole year of it that's been leaked online. You can go read it. It's fucking boring. Like, it is not that crazy.
I remember this group chat being leaked only in the context of fucking Salvo pancakes.
Yeah, Salvo pancakes.
Yeah.
He like cried about being doxxed in the group chat. What happened? The thing is, a bunch of people at that time, including me, had Salvo's cell phone number and everything. So it was like, okay, Keem did dox him accidentally. Apparently accidentally, right? So, I mean, I guess it depends how much goodwill you're going to give there. Mm-hmm. But when Salvo like was fired, Salvo actually bought like some of Keem's merch or something like that.
Yeah. And
then Keem posted the order and it had the address in it. Or maybe the phone number. I don't remember. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think that's wrong. And if Salvo wants to be upset with it, that's fine. But then Salvo, dude, was beforehand in previously going on live stream showing Nicholas Diorio's full phone number. He was purposely doxing people to his live chat, to his audience.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, this guy's such a this guy doesn't give a fuck about that shit. And on top of that, it's like, dude, the only person to leak that group chat with Salvo's like fucking docs in it was Salvo. That never went anywhere. Nobody ever took a screenshot of that or has done anything with Salvo's address. Salvo's the only one to leak the whole fucking thing. It's stupid. It's completely manufactured drama.
Right. I remember there's screenshots that were shown that looked like as if a bunch of the people in the group chat were like about to have a hit set out on someone. Was that in relation to Salvo or whatever? Like,
what was the hit? What was it?
I forget, man. I remember looking at this shit a while ago, but
I mean, look, I wouldn't be surprised if I remember during the Salvo stuff. I mean, a lot of people were unhinged and unhappy with him because, like I said, he was fucking doxing people at the time, you know?
Yeah. No, that's what I remember is basically like didn't really know that much about Salvo. Obviously, I think you had a podcast with him or something, so I guess
I fucking love Salvo. He's one of the funniest people there is out there. But the problem is, like, he doesn't think doxing is a problem. And it's like, how I can't work with somebody like that. You know, he's one of the most talented people I've talked to online. I like him a lot, but I think he's fucking hilarious. But if you're into doxing and shit, I just can't, you know, you're unworkable. You can't be around.
Yeah, I get vibes of him that are similar to Mr. Girl. I don't know if that's at all comparable. I don't even...
No.
I don't know much about Mr. Girl.
I wouldn't say that. Mr. Girl, like, defends, like, that 13-year-olds are hot and 11-year-olds are hot. Like, I don't know. Okay.
I just meant like
that.
In terms of like being unpredictable and trying to piss people off and shit.
Well, it's like it was tough with him is like he was giving the vibes to me that he was all a joke and it's all like joking his personality or his persona online. And then like there was some stuff leaked where maybe he was like sexting some community members or whatever. And like some of that got a little weird. And it became like maybe like I think to his own audience it was a bigger deal than to necessarily me. But like, oh, like this isn't all just a joke. Like he is actually a degenerate.
All right. Understood. Honestly, the only context I had for him was that he went on your show in like a Speedo or something. I was just like,
we did it. We did podcasts from bathtubs. Yeah, that was the gimmick of the show,
which I liked, by the way. I was
fucking thing, dude. Those episodes make me laugh the whole fucking time.
Yeah,
they're so fucking funny.
It's a very funny concept or premise or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, would you have a conversation with Dark Viper? Do you think that would be productive? What's your vibe?
I don't think it wouldn't be productive at all, dude. That guy is a fucking schizo. I would have a conversation with him, but it needs to be after I respond to him. You know, it's not going to be he makes part 1 or 2 and then I go in for the amicable conversation. It's like, bro, no, hold on. Let's me set the record straight, and then if you want to talk, we'll talk. You know?
I see. So once the dust settles, basically, you're
yeah. I've been like, I was going to make another Viper video no matter what, whether he ever made these or not.
Really? Okay, that was on your docket.
Yeah, it is.
What was it for before this?
What'd you say?
Sorry, why was that on your docket?
I can't say. We'll see when it comes, when part 2 comes out.
All right, sounds good. What was your relationship with ChudLogic leading up to the DMCA? Because that's like a thing he argues basically.
We never talked. We've never talked once. Like maybe in the group chat, we had a message go back and forth, but we never had any DMs from what I remember. We've never talked on his show from what I remember, or like on any live stream or voice call ever. So the first time was me going to message Chud when I was looking into the drama.
Okay, I see.
Of him striking the video. So that was really like the first time ever.
And were you like aware of Chud's content at that point, or what was the vibe between?
I mean, the only thing I knew about Chud was Nicholas Duerio would be like, "Oh, dude, I love this guy ChudLogic," and it's like, okay, that was it.
Understood. Okay, well, who do you think watches Dark Viper? Right, like who the do you think his audience is?
Well, his audience is the speedrunners, right? Like all these people that love speedrunning GTA. If I'm going to give an honest answer, frankly, dude, his audience just doesn't give a fuck about any of this. So it's like, I don't know.
I saw that on the YouTube post.
Like his video on me, I think has like 100,000 views, and his channel's got like 2 million subs or whatever. It's like, it's just is not his channel's
this is a side
bread and butter.
Yeah, that's a big part of his video is basically him saying like, this isn't even justifiable. I just hate this fucking guy so much. Effectively.
Yeah.
He literally
I've done like mental damage to this guy. That
he frames it as he basically frames it as like he's going to seek justice. He's going to basically do what is right. Because,
he needs to get the weight off his chest.
Yeah,
and debunk these things.
And you want him to get that weight off his chest? Is that fair to say?
Well, I want him to say what the lies are. I'm interested to see like, all right, all these lies I made. So his first video is apparently only about the first half of my video, and he's been calling me like, guys, you don't understand how many videos and streams from clips and all this stuff that's been sent to me since I made my video of him just calling me a liar but never elaborating what that means. So it's like I find like nobody's had more buildup than me to see what I lied about.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I'm interested to see what it is. Like, is it actually something I got wrong, or is it just like him fucking mad at me? Like, I don't know if you saw the clip, but in part 1 he says like, I lied because I said Ethan traumatized him.
Correct. Yeah.
And then I show the clip and he says Charlie traumatized him. Yeah. Is it just me misspeaking? Like, is that it? It's just gonna be like really stupid shit like that. Like, I don't know. I'm interested.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of hypes that up as though that's I guess a big deal.
Yeah, he's like, Willie's such an idiot. And it's like, bro, you look like an idiot because you're saying you're traumatized from this fucking shit that does not matter.
Yeah, and it seems like, okay, he basically points out you either misspeaking or being like incorrect about the detail of whether or not.
Well, dude, the main thing is he views it as like a point against me. Dude, that's a point for me. It's me saying something and then I show the correct context of the clip that immediately centers what I said, right? Like, obviously the point is you shouldn't be traumatized by Charlie being mildly criticizing you, you know? So it's like, if that's his whole thing is like getting focused, like autistically hung up on.
Well, it's the classic meme of like missing the forest for the trees type shit, but
it's just like, so I'm interested. I don't know. Like, how much of the video is just going to be like autistic purgatory and then how much of it's going to be like a real point.
Did you watch his Gabby Bell video? Because he references the Gabby Bell video as like he blew her out of the water, and like basically he could copy and paste half of the Gabby Bell video to fuck you over, basically.
I might have a year ago.
Do you remember when
I don't remember it. Did you watch it?
I didn't, actually.
I mean, he's gonna strike you if you react to it.
Well, I watched a lot of the fucking content surrounded around the DMCA and you and him, obviously, and I'm honestly, sincerely very curious to see what the his part 2 actually will be. And so I really don't know. What made you decide to do a Dark Viper video? Was it just the DMCA? Or did you already were you already looking into him initially?
No, so I wasn't looking into him at all. The DMCA stuff happened. I really watched all of his videos on, he has like a whole playlist on reacting. Honestly, all the videos are just the same video posted over and over again. They don't really add anything. It's sort of the same points. How I felt about it was like, he just thinks reactors are like subhuman evil people that are just stealing the wealth of the land, essentially, in terms of viewership. Dude, and they don't add anything. And my whole argument is like, as commentary channels, reactions add a lot. Like, people giving their opinion into the dialogue, that's a big deal. That matters, you know? Like, so Mr. Beast has this interview on Oompa's channel, right? Yeah. People reacting to it is spreading the word. That's going to be only a good thing for Mr. Beast, right? There is good that comes out of that. Mm-hmm. And then he goes ahead and he says like it hurts the channel, and he points to, you know, and his whole thing of like it hurts the channel or it hurts that video that's being reacted to, he doesn't really have any fucking data for that. There is no data backing it up. It's all like word of mouth. Well, this guy says the video performed worse, so he's blaming it on this guy, and there isn't any real data there. It's all like theoretical. Then I gave my like theoretical back and forth, and that's sort of left me unsatisfied. that there wasn't data there.
Yeah, his problem with you seems to be that you kind of base your opinion on the general consensus within the YouTube ecosystem or whatever, where it's like, if you're actually providing some kind of a substantive reaction, then it's more or less okay, because basically his big problem is basically that you are falling back on the fact that it's just kind of generally accepted that if you add value to it, then it's okay.
Yeah, but why? It's stupid, because why is it generally accepted?
Well, yeah, I mean, none of this is like, there's no fucking universal laws here, so it would make sense.
It's generally accepted, because if somebody's giving their opinion and adding to that thing, that's seen as new content. The YouTube community understands that. The internet always acts like that. That's how memes work. That's how photos work. That's how clips of movies that are posted around. That's how has been on the internet. So that's why I feel like that's something that should be respected. Now, I think if you're reacting to content, you shouldn't be like Hasan or XQC, where you don't say anything or you get up and leave while the video is still playing. I think that's wrong. You got to respect the content to some degree. But obviously, if you're reacting and giving your opinion, I don't think those same viewers would have watched. If somebody watched a video of like XQC has reacted to my shit, right?
Yeah.
He did a fair job, I think. He did a good job, even though all of his opinions were fucking terrible in it. But he was like talking a lot. He was engaging with it. He was arguing with his chat about it. So I think I don't think his viewers would have gone and watched my video on their own. They wanted to see, they're watching it because they're watching his stream. And I think the more eyes seeing me, the better. Because if his viewers do see my video out in the wild through an algorithm or a different one of my videos, then they're more willing to watch me if they liked what they saw.
Yeah. In terms of...
What are your thoughts on React content? I mean, obviously you're reacting to right now, but...
Yeah, I have a little bit of philosophy on it, I guess. I'm kind of more in your lane in the sense of there's like levels to this shit, right? So there's the rules that are literally enforced. Okay, so there's the rules that are enforced by the flat platform, which is YouTube. There's the rules that are enforced by like legal code or whatever. Obviously, those like the ones that are enforced by YouTube.
The problem with the legal code is like it's still up in the air, largely when it comes to what is fair use in the United States.
Yeah, so in reality, like in the vast majority of cases, what YouTube will decide is fair use or isn't fair use is basically just what do the people who actually have power claim to be not fair use.
Well, YouTube doesn't decide anything.
Exactly. No, that's what I'm saying, where it's like, if UMG fucking claims your content, you're fucked.
Well, no, you can choose to fight it through and take it to court.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like YouTube will not vouch for you in any way. Like that you basically are entering your own little dominion with this fucking megacorp, and yeah, you can fight the fucking megacorp and you can appeal the decision, and if it's really blatantly fucking false or whatever, they'll probably just not pursue it any further. But if they do, like you're pretty much fucked. If you're like an average dude, you're not going to be going to fucking court against UMG realistically. Anyway, and so like yeah, realistically the way that it's enforced is already not like philosophic in any grand way. It's basically just who has the power to like actually put the money in whatever.
It's like even when he took down Chud's video, he took it down because it was, does Chud want to go spend tons of money in court to go do this? And it's like, does Chud even have that money?
No, yeah, exactly. Well, that's exactly it. Like Chud didn't necessarily fully concede. He gave some credence to like the philosophies of DarkViper, where it's like, I mean, on paper this might not be legally fair use, whatever. But in terms of actually like trying to defend himself like in a court or whatever, he knows that he is not like really in a winning position. It's also just like a dumb video. Like he doesn't want to die on that hill. But yeah, my basic philosophy is that the general kind of self-policing community, I think that is kind of a good radar for what should be kind of acceptable, right? Like Jack's Films is kind of a good example of a guy who did, in a way, a pretty big way, obviously, like try and self-police the YouTube community. And obviously that doesn't really work in a grand way, but you know, those who know will know at the very least.
Jack had a good effect on like TikToks.
Yeah.
It's like kind of more what he was tackling there.
Yeah. My personal philosophy, by the way, for like people reacting to my content is I literally am just like, dude, that's advertising. I don't give a fuck. Like I made the video to get watched. Like I think honestly,
I'm the same way. Yeah. I made the video to be fucking watched. I like when people watch my shit. Respect the content. I'm not saying be nice to the video. You could call it all the names you want, but if you have it on screen, pay the fuck attention and engage with it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I mean by that.
Yeah.
So like if somebody was to just walk away and play the video, you could suck my dick on that. There's a chance I'd legit claim that shit for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're sitting there and you're calling me like, you're giving the worst criticisms ever that make no sense, and you're calling me like a mouth breathing retard the whole time, your video's staying up. I think that's fair enough then. Like you're at least there, you're engaging.
Yeah, he kind of makes the argument that because the whole thing is that ChudLogic framed the thumbnail, because you know that ChudLogic has like the most fucking insane thumbnails.
It's the funniest shit. Dude, he played like a whole sizzle reel where he's just getting shit on, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, it's basically, I think the thumbnail was like, did Jack whatever, right? Yeah. Anyway, I don't know.
He has like DarkViperAU. What is going on in the ChudLogic operations, bro?
I really don't know.
Where they're posting handicapped people.
So basically, DarkViper says that philosophically he struck the fucking video without even looking at it because it reacts to his whole fucking video, whatever. But then he also like further justifies it by basically saying it's harassment. So obviously,
you can't strike. Hold on, you cannot copyright strike a video for harassment.
Yeah, I would agree.
That's not what that's for.
I would agree with that.
So if he did that, you should leave the video up. Also, the reaction ChudLogic gave was like a 40-minute video that he made, and he reacted to like an 18-minute video. So to me, I think it was fair use when I look at it. I think by any commentary standard, people would think it's fair use. But, you know, obviously in court, we don't know. And Viper's argument is that if the courts disagreed with him, he doesn't care because he thinks it should be how he thinks how it should be how it works in his brain.
Bro, it's actually crazy how he speaks like he's unionizing fucking workers in a factory in 1800s England, dude. Like
I'm sitting here like, who the fuck even agrees with him? Like, who are the people agreeing with him? Who's reacting to DarkViper's videos?
Well, good question. Honestly, I really don't. Well, clearly nobody, I guess. But
do you know what's fucking the ultimate irony of this is? What? He's going to make this part 2 video on me. And none of the commentary, let's say it's the best video ever and I was lying out my ass, right? None of the commentary people are going to react to it because he'll strike them. So it's like he's made like his own fucking loop of like nobody's going to talk about your video because your video, you won't let people.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I had to, like, I was aware that I was like, I can't just react to this on stream or whatever. So I watched.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. When I make my video against you, dude, odds are there will be people that react to that because they're allowed to.
Yeah.
More people are going to see mine just based off that, you know? So obviously, unless his video takes off with his audience or some shit, because he does have 2 million subs.
Okay, so my personal philosophy, by the way, I also think it like reveals a little bit of a insecurity when people are like super vehement about people not reacting to their content or whatever. Because it's like, if you think the video is good enough, right? Like, and if we're just talking about reactions, right? Yes, you should want your video to be seen, but it's also like, clearly you're not confident enough in your fucking product that it will attract people toward you, if that makes sense, right? Like if you're making something
I agree with him in the sense like somebody uploads a speed run and then you have like Dr. Disrespect or whatever, just sit there and watch the whole thing.
Asmon
and the speed runs or Asmon, right? And the speed run has no commentary. And he's just sitting there reacting to it. Like, how much is that really doing for that speedrunner? I kind of get that. Like, probably not that much, right? So I think I get some of his complaints. I do, you know. I just think I think he's replying like he's applying a really wide brush to React videos that I don't think most people in any right would agree with.
Yeah.
And I don't think like his idea of like all the YouTubers are going to come together and start striking reactors. But it's like most YouTubers are like it. Like they're fine with it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's also kind of weird because it's like, why would we? That is kind of diminishing our leverage in a way, right? Like, why would we do that? That doesn't make sense.
If Asmon reacts to my video and half a million more people see my video than normally would on his channel, well, I mean, it does obviously that doesn't mean that those people are going to come and subscribe to my channel or anything like that. But it means if they get recommended my video in the future, maybe they watch it longer. Maybe they give me more of a chance. Right? Like, I just don't understand how that's hard or a complicated thing to understand.
Yeah.
You know?
I fucking love when people react to my shit. And it's because, dude.
Yeah, like you had that Sneeko video that like fucking everybody reacted to, dude. Like,
dude, I love that. Yeah, go on, sir. Yeah.
Right? I mean, isn't that like a fucking cool thing? Like,
it's great, bro. It's a great resource, bro. It's actually,
plus you can get their fucking opinions on it too.
Yes, and also it's like the most authentic review of your content because you literally
right. And if they laugh when they're supposed to laugh, it's like that feels fucking great, and it just like is validating, you know?
Yeah,
I got so much fucking shit I wish I could say because I just can't. I have like because I've been working on and waiting for it for like fucking ever. So I want him to stick his whole foot in his mouth. Here you go.
part 2. I'm waiting for it, and I'm excited to see what it is, because honestly, I have no idea. It's probably just going to be him calling me a liar and then going over the same points for like the 50th time.
Understood.
Like when he says, oh, it's just going to be like the Gabby video redone.
Yeah.
I've got the Gabby video pulled up. It's like 90 minutes long. I don't know if I've ever watched this before. I don't remember. If it's the same in here as all of his other React videos, which it probably is, fucking good. Fantastic. Just what I want, dude. Do it. You know?
And so, yeah, the stuff you said you didn't want to talk about, is that like an opinion or that's like information?
No, it's like legit shit, like I've been working on since April.
I gotcha. Okay. So, I see. So that's like, that was probably the basis of why you were saying you wanted to do a follow-up. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. Last thing. Okay. I remember you said that he didn't provide any concrete data or evidence that people got negatively affected by reaction content. Why, do you remember why Moist Critical conceded ground to DarkViper? Because he did, I remember.
It took me a long time to get educated on exactly what kind of harm React content does to the entire creator ecosystem, and it's why I stopped doing it. It came at a cost to the creators, which I'd never wanted to do, and I never realized it did. So after watching plenty of videos from like DarkViper as well as other content creators that have covered React content for a long time, I learned that it is not a good practice to engage in, so I stopped doing it entirely.
He did.
Yeah, if I remember, Charlie posted a video explaining why.
Yeah.
And it was like maybe in February he made it or some shit. I don't really remember when it came out.
If I remember correctly, he basically said he was given decent evidence that like he actually was negatively impacting channels.
He said that he was showing like him reacting to a video and then it showing that it wasn't helping the video at all.
Yeah.
And then he felt like, all right, well, maybe this is negatively impacting the channel. I would say that's interesting, and I would love to talk to that person and get their data and Charlie's reaction and be able to parse through that, because I'm interested, because obviously you need a source of data.
Yeah.
I would say this. There is going to be substantive stuff on this topic. All right. There's going to be something that's beyond just vibes of like my video did bad, or when this person reacted, I didn't get any better views or some shit like that. It's going to be better than that. You know, it's going to be better than just vibes.
Okay. Sounds good, man. I mean, I was watching the DarkViper basically just little teaser, effectively like a 40-minute teaser of him talking about how much he wants to destroy you, and all I could tell was like, this guy wants to fucking fight, dude. Like, this guy clearly wants to make this video about you. It's just that maybe he can't justify it monetarily. But yeah,
well, I mean, when he says he can't justify it monetarily, this guy makes tons of money. He's very well off. It just means he's let's face it, if he is making this video, he is probably like losing out on making like a GTA video that would do better or whatever. But yeah, it's like, you know, if he wants to get it off his chest, I think he should. And what I like about dramas like this is like, this isn't really that high stakes. Like, this isn't a drama. This isn't PO shit. This should be very fun for my viewers. I assume it'll be pretty fun for his, maybe, the ones that are interested. Yeah. And it feels like it's something that he should get off his chest, because he's been angry about it and he's very mad. Yeah. And I think that's okay. That's good. Like, I don't view this as like
life or death.
Like, I don't think this is going to be like some big negative thing for him, or I mean maybe him, because they'll get butthurt again if I respond, but like there really is nothing at stake, I don't think, with this drama.
Yeah, you know? No, I kind of agree. For him, it seemed like
unless I'm going to be shocked and it comes out where he pulls out CCTV footage of me assassinating like some children in the alleyway or some shit, you know?
Yeah, no, that footage is gonna get like
it comes like some secret footage of me being like raped over in the streets of Chicago or some crazy fucking shit. Like, it's gotta be some like I don't even know fucking exists out there. If he pulls out that, then we'll see, dude. All right, then maybe I'll be fucking shutting my mouth. I'll stop going on these live streams.
Yeah, man, you got some crazy fucking sleep paralysis demons or some shit, bro.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Okay, and that ends my interview with Willie Mac before DarkViper dropped his 4-hour-long NUKE. Now, I will be covering and summarizing these videos in the near future, but I do want to say that Willie Mac has officially dropped his formal response to DarkViper, and so if you wanted to know the details that Willie was kind of holding back during this interview, they are now free for us to engage with on his own channel. And yeah, other than that, I hope you are all having a wonderful holiday season, and thanks again to everybody who has bought Goka merch. I really appreciate it. As always, eat your vegetables and
Give your mother a hug.